Most B2B referral strategies fail because people pick the wrong partners. Here's how to pick the right ones that actually make it work. If you get the partners wrong, you break the system. I want to make this as real as possible for service providers, people who sell business to business, particularly into multi-million dollar companies. Because if you get this right, it's right. But here's the thing. If you're selling MSP services, telecom services, commercial printing, or any service to these companies, the decision makers of those companies are not out networking. You're not going to see them inside of traditional events. Let's say you sell cybersecurity. Your decision maker inside of companies is often the CIO, the chief information officer. And you're not going to find the chief information officer out networking anywhere. But what you will find is the other buyers and vendors that they already work with and have earned their trust. So when I think about something like cybersecurity, a managed service provider, IT company, or a compliance consultant are likely great referral sources for them as long as they don't cross over paths and become competitors for each other. You had the same CIO and you had three different companies solving three different problems inside of a company. It's a phenomenal setup if you can make it work. When you land a deal, you hand it to them. When they land a deal, they hand it to you. Another great example is like when I sold commercial printing. I sold to a print buyer inside of a company, and you're never going to see a print buyer out anywhere. So what I had to find is I had to find other vendors that sold at the same level I sold and didn't compete with me, but were pretty adjacent. So I thought, who else would the print buyer purchase from? And I can tell you, it's promotional products companies. I sold commercial printing, ink on paper. Promotional products sells ink on product. Like, we're not going to cross over. Oftentimes, what I found is marketing firms were working with these larger companies. I'm not going to sell marketing services. I was going to sell ink on paper. And when you bring the three of us together who are all focused on that print buyer, a lot of magic happens in how we can introduce each other to our client base and actually go after clients together. So how do you actually build your synergy triangle? Step one, you have to get crystal clear on who your ideal clients actually are. And this is a step I'm not kidding. I talk to so many people that say, I don't want to be niched down because I'll lose out on clientele. When you get focused on one particular ICP, you become a hell of a lot more referable. People want to open more doors for you because they know specifically who they introduce you to. And just because you focus on a singular ICP, ideal client profile, you need to know what industries they're in, things like revenues, employees, what makes them unique for you. And if you get these dialed in, then you become so much more referable. I tell you, the synergy triangle will not work if you don't focus on an ICP, and don't get stuck on you can only work with one business. This ICP, you can have multiple ICPs and you can have multiple synergy triangles built out, but we're going to focus on one today. So go ahead and pick one ideal ICP, ideal client profile that you want to focus on target. And think about what industry they're in, what do they do, who do they sell to? These are the type of things you want inside of that. Step two, you need to write down everything else that decision maker inside the company would be purchasing that wouldn't compete with you. Go to AI and just put in, I sell to customers of this size. This is who my decision maker is. This is what they sell. And I need to understand what other vendors, what other services they purchase for their company that don't compete with what I do. And write down a cool list of all these different vendors. Step three, find one or two people that sell one of those services that you want to build a relationship with. Step four, reach out and let them know what you want to do. Tell them that you are selling to companies like this, and you assume that they are also selling to companies of that size. What you would like to do, see if we can find some synergy together and talk about how we might be able to open doors for each other and help each other get more business together. Now, let's be honest. If you got that message from somebody, there's a good chance you're going to lean into that moment and take a chance and get to know somebody. Here's what I'll tell you. It's not going to happen over one conversation with somebody and they go, oh, look, let me introduce you to all my clientele. You're going to have to build relationships over time. And I'll walk you through a quick strategy on how to do that. And so it makes sure that it really works for you. When I think about the synergy triangle, I'm thinking about how can I form the best group of people that respect me and my business as much as I respect theirs. So when I identify these industries and I have the bottom of my triangle filled out, now what I want to do is how can I find the best of the best people in those industries that we can actually build something together? So what I look for is who can I actually open doors for? So let's go back to the commercial printing options. Let's say I'm still selling commercial printing and I get introduced to a promotional product company. I'm not going to instantly want to take that person into my clients and try and help them get business through my client base. I want to build a relationship with them. And one of the greatest things that I found that you can do is actually making introductions for them. So let me help you understand this. Introductions is literally you just introducing two people together. There's no sales call. There's no referral in here. This is them going to figure out how they could potentially help each other out. So if I use my network to go after promotional products because they were my best referral partner, what I want to do is when I meet with that individual is try and figure out who specifically I can introduce them to. And I'm not trying to introduce them to clients. I want to introduce them to other vendors that also are selling at the same level that I'm selling at. So let me put this in perspective. Take whatever it is you sell and feel free to drop that in the comments, what industry you're in, and I'll try and help you figure this out better for you. So take whatever industry you're in. And in the earlier exercise, we said write down all of these other vendor suppliers that your clients use. Now think about it. If you got introduced to 10 people in one of those vendor slots that sold to them at the same level, the odds of them having opportunities for you and your company infinitely increase. And the more times you get introduced to these other vendors who have your current clients, the magic comes when you start connecting them together. So now, in my case, I was connecting the promotional products to the branding firms, the marketing to the copywriter firms, right? And connecting those up. So now think about it for whatever you sell. If I'm a MSP IT company, cool. What telecom companies can I get them to? What cybersecurity companies can I get them to? And once again, these aren't people they're trying to sell. This isn't you're introducing so they can have a sales call. This is introducing so they can go have a cool conversation and potentially collaborate together. Think about it. If every month I'm sending you one or two introductions, it's going to get to the point where I'm the only person that you're going to think about when my industry is mentioned. And that's where I want to be. I want to open up the right doors for you that when my industry is mentioned in a room that I'm not in or around, that I've built enough trust with you that you would actually bring my name up. If you were looking at that ideal client, what other services would that client purchase that wouldn't conflict with you? And I will tell you, this is a little rough for people that have never done this. They've never thought about this. They've always thought about how do I get clients, not how do I get people who already have my clients. So you're going to have to coach them a little bit. You're going to have to help them a little bit figure out who these other vendors may be. But as soon as you figure out one or two vendors, instantly go to LinkedIn and introduce the two people, right? Or you can do it via email. And it's really just sounds like, hey, Mike, meet Steve. Mike runs an MSP company and is a good friend of mine. Steve runs a telecom company, is also a good friend of mine. I thought you two would have some cool synergy. That's it. Get out of the conversation. You're not having to set them up for a sales call. You're telling them, hey, you both are working at the same clients. Go have some fun. Go have a cool conversation. In later videos, I'm going to break down this even further so this makes absolute sense for you. But for now, here's what I want you to do. I want you to build your synergy triangle. You at the top. Referral partner number one on the bottom left, referral partner number two on the bottom right. And then I want you to see how many people you can find in those industries and how many introductions you can make for them. Guys, thank you for watching this with me. I'm having fun putting these videos together. So please make sure you like and subscribe. Comment your industry below, and I'll try and help you figure out your synergy triangle. And as always, love you, mean it. See you. Bye.